You're listening to Real Crime, the Movie Sleuth podcast.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
The Real Crime podcast smothered in onions. This beautiful Tuesday evening. And guys, guess what?
What's that?
We've made it to the top of the mountain. We are so happy to be bringing this show to you this evening. It actually brings a tear to my eye, kind of.
Me too.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It's a Christmas miracle. Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode number 69.
Dun dun dun.
Damn right. And we have the perfect cast for the show tonight.
2 guys, 2 girls.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't. Well, okay, fine, whatever. We have the lovely
It's
Michelle.
perfect.
The lovely Michelle's here. The lovely Heather's here.
What a...
The lovely Chris is here. You guys know me.
The lovely Scott.
Everybody's just
Merry
drunk.
Christmas.
The Yeti himself is here. And we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. This is going to be, we did the last show we did, which was all wieners.
Yeah.
I'm glad to have some badges here. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to call it like that, but, you know. Well, yeah, I do. It's great. It's been forever since you guys have been here.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
So I missed you guys. I did. I said this to myself on the way here. I was like, I miss Michelle and Heather being on the show, and I'm really happy you guys are here. I mean, all joking aside, so that's really cool.
Yay.
It'll be fun.
But since it's episode 69, it's all choking aside.
Gross.
All right.
Anyway.
We have to do this. I'm saying this now. We have to make 69 jokes throughout the entire podcast.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mother jokes or wiener jokes?
69 jokes.
69 jokes.
Oh, we'll hit that easily.
Oh, you thought I meant like 69 jokes.
The number joke, yeah.
No, I mean like the position.
We're doing like numerology,
jokes.
gematria
Yes.
type stuff. It's going to be like all weird and cryptic with Easter eggs everywhere.
We
in the
could have
show.
done the 69 best Christmas movies.
Ooh.
That'd be a long.
That's
That would be a long
list.
show.
a couple days long.
Yeah. So,
Well, the Christmas horror thing we did a couple weeks ago, that was a tough one for me. Christmas horror is something. There's a handful of them I've seen that I like,
It's very niche.
but it's
Yeah.
I don't think there's really, at least from what I've seen, there really was never like a really like epic, like badass, like Christmas like type horror filming. They're all tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know that you have the Krampuses and stuff like that, and people seem to really love Krampus. That's not very old. But it was a tough one. I know we all kind of were like, when we were done with that show, the last show we did, we were all kind of like, how was that?
The
was
only
okay, though.
Christmas
It was all right,
horror movie that I remember, it's not even a movie, it was a Tales from the Crypt episode. That's
Yeah.
the only one that I remember.
there's
never
a lot.
watched.
There really
There
is
really
a lot.
is a lot if you want to take the time to watch them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, dare I say, that's a tough one for me to really get into.
Yeah.
It's a tough subject. I mean, to be totally honest. However, this week, well, you know what? What am I doing? I'm jumping so far ahead.
Yeah.
I know. We got, sponsors.
I thought it was
Yeah.
so. Oh, yes, our sponsors.
Yay.
Yeah, so before we get started, we need to mention, of course, the Flint Institute of Arts.
Oh, nice.
Check out their website.
Have you been?
I have not been yet, but from what I understand, they have a weekly cinema series that's going on,
So
and
lovely.
it's really, really cool. We can go anytime we want to go, too.
Oh, my
Really?
God.
We are.
Oh,
we
that's
have
so
carte blanche
awesome.
to go there,
Oh,
go to the
man.
museum, see whatever films we want for free.
Oh, my God.
So,
Let's go.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Let's do a field
Also-
trip.
Oh,
Yeah,
field trip?
we
Field
should. Also, make sure you check out projectorscreen.com. And if you want to, you can contact us. We do have a coupon code that you can use for a percentage off any purchase over $200.
Go there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, moving on to the news this week. The wonderful,
You
wonderful
did
news.
well.
Beep, beep, beep,
Thank
beep,
you.
beep, beep.
This is the cleanest I've seen you.
Thanks.
It's too cold. Nobody wants to fight them.
Exactly.
They're like, they're all snowed in.
They're all like, yeah,
They're like, here's the news. I don't even want to drive out there.
All the
dude."
people that want to beat me up took a snow day. So in the news this week, The Last Jedi made $220 million over the 3-day weekend, which falls just short of what The Force Awakens made in its 3-day. That had made $250 million.
yeah.
So a little bit of that
course.
initial Star Wars excitement wore off with this, but the big number is It made $450 million globally over 3 days.
Jesus.
In 3 days, this movie made more money domestically than Justice League has made in its entire run, which has been about 5 or 6 weeks now.
It makes me so sad.
Yeah, I know.
That movie,
I know.
Can I just say the salt over The Last Jedi on the internet has been the most satisfying thing I've seen in so long.
I haven't read anything because I haven't
Everybody's
seen the movie
so
yet.
upset, and I'm just like, yes, more.
Let the hate
Cry
flow
more.
through
Oh,
you.
the cheers, they're
The
so
Emperor lives
yummy.
on.
Yes, Scott Tenorman. It's just so
That
hilarious
movie-
to me.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I saw those numbers today because I knew it was going to come up tonight. And I heard about it in a couple of news sources, and I was like, holy crap, dude.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
What was the budget on it? Do you know off the top of your head?
I believe somewhere in the 200 range. So, I mean, it's already well in
Yeah.
the profit margin
Star Wars,
at this
I mean,
point.
come
They're
on.
making money.
They're making money hand
Good for
over
them.
fist.
Good for them.
Yep. In other non-Star Wars news, Heather North, the voice of Daphne on Scooby-Doo, passed away today at the age of 71.
Damn.
Yeah,
Poor kid.
poor kid. In other news, Michael Pena and Diego Luna are they've just signed on to join Narcos season 4 on
Oh,
Netflix.
nice.
Oh, I gotta
Really,
get through season 3
really
still.
good show.
Great show.
And then other exciting news: Ian McKellen actually teased today that he may return as Gandalf on the Amazon Lord of the Rings series that's coming out. Not
I
that
don't
we
like
really.
Lord of the Rings, so.
I do,
Oh.
but I don't really know if we need more Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then another exciting news for Tommy Wiseau. The Room.
Oh, hi, Tommy.
Oh, hi. Oh, hi. The Room is actually going to receive a full, wide theatrical release now after the success of The Disaster Artist.
That's so
Good.
ironic.
Good for
It's
him.
so weird.
It is, but good for him.
Good for
Yeah.
him.
The American dream, baby, right there.
Freaks of the world unite, make money at the theater. In new releases this week, Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle comes out.
Yes.
The Greatest Showman, starring Hugh Jackman.
Two fine-ass men. That's what it should be.
Pitch Perfect 3 comes out. Downsizing comes out. Father Figures comes out. And also Steven Spielberg's latest, The Post, is released this week.
What is The Post? Like, what?
The Post is a movie about the
Which
Washington Times during the Nixon presidential era.
Oh, I saw it.
And
Trailer for that.
they were trying to release these files relating to
Yeah.
stuff that had to do with Vietnam, and they were being fought by the government on
Yep.
releasing this files. I've already seen it, and it's really, really good.
It's Steven Spielberg,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah. No, this is like a return to form for Spielberg.
Oh,
actually,
nice.
this is like his great political drama again.
Ooh,
so
good.
I highly, highly suggest
I
seeing
just
this
wasn't
movie.
sure what administration it was about.
Yeah, it's really, really good. It takes place previous to Watergate, like right before
Yeah.
Watergate happened. Yep. So, suggested viewings for this week. Mine is going to be The Ballad of Lefty Brown, starring Bill Pullman, in which he plays a side character in a Western movie, but he ends up taking over the main role in the movie. It's really, really good.
You're sending that with me for homework.
Yeah. Bill Pullman is phenomenal
Yeah.
in this movie. So that's my suggested viewing for the week.
Cool.
Michelle?
My suggested viewing is The Shape of Water.
Ooh.
That comes out, I think, next week or the end of this week.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like equal to Pan's Labyrinth for me. Like, it's a return to form for Del Toro. Like, his last couple movies have been like, but this one's like fantastic. Really,
Shape of
really
Water.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
with
saw an
the-
interview with him last night on Jimmy Kimmel, and he said it's his personal favorite movie that he's ever made.
It's like dark like his other movies, but a little more joyful, and there's a romance story
Yeah.
with Fish Dude. And of course, Doug Jones is like amazing as the fish guy. He's in the costume doing all the physical acting, so it looks really good.
He looks so much like Abe Sapien. It's crazy.
It
Yeah.
does.
Del Toro was saying that this was something that he's had in his head since he was 6 years old.
Well, it looks. I think I read somewhere like it's based like he was really into the creature from
Yep.
the Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
And that's what the fish guy looks a little more like
Yeah.
that, like homage to that.
Cool.
He said it was his way of correcting that movie because that movie is a home invasion movie, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they kill the creature at the end, and he was like, I want to make a romantic Black Lagoon. I was like, oh.
You'd be surprised how romantic it can get with a fish, dude. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I was like, this kind of sexy for some fish. I don't know. That's
So you
weird.
mean 2 fishes?
Mm.
Ew. Were they? Hey. Did they 69?
No,
I was gonna say it. I was about to say it too.
I don't want to.
All right, it's one down.
No spoilers. I don't want to spoil it.
Hashtag 69 the fish.
69
Oh.
fish.
It's trending.
Heather,
Oh,
your turn.
My suggested viewing is going to be the Netflix original series Dark. It's a German TV show, and it is really good. It's super confusing, but it's really good. It's kind of, I don't want to say it's like Stranger Things, but it's kind of like that in the sense that it's a small town
Yeah.
in like just this area, and there's it's based on like this nuclear power plant, but has a lot of time paradox stuff going on in it.
Yeah.
It's really cool, and the acting is phenomenal. So
I've
Cool.
actually had like
Dark.
5 different people recommend that.
Yeah,
show to
Dark
me.
is really good.
Yeah, Van Tassel was all about that shit too.
It's confusing. There's a lot of people in it.
I heard it's like Stranger Things meets David Lynch. That's what
Yeah.
somebody explained it to me.
Yeah,
Well, you got me sold on that.
yeah, it's very Lynchian for sure
Holy
because you're
crap.
just kind of like what, but
Yeah.
it's really good.
Outstanding.
Can you watch it in German or does it have? A
Oh
dub?
yeah, thank you. I suggest that you watch it in German with English subtitles. Otherwise, you're going to be seeing a lot of Asian film with American dubs on it, going oh, and you're not going to be able
German's
to.
really tough to overdub like that. It's such a verbose
Yeah.
language. It goes forever. Yeah, that's tough to do.
Yeah, there was like one sentence. It was like, "Oh, I saw him come this way," and he was literally like,
Yeah, they have
I was
like
like, oh
4
my God.
words for every one like English word.
Yeah, I was like,
it's
what?
brutal. Yeah, it's all.
"Yeah,
you
Dark,
sold me on
watch
that.
it."
I have a German documentary from a band that I like, and this is like it was an impulse buy years ago, and it's all German with
Oh,
American
really?
subtitles, and it went for like 4 hours.
Oh God.
And I'm like, I love this band, but it's because it's just the language. It's
Yeah.
to explain everything, right? I'm like, dude, I just want this to be over with. I can't do this anymore. On the rock doc front, speaking of which, my suggested viewing is actually something that's kind of more off the cuff. I know everybody's familiar with the band Blink-182. We all know that band. I actually watched the Ernie Ball. I've been watching the Ernie Ball series they do. It's called Pursuit of Tone, they call it.
Okay.
And they do one on Tom DeLonge from
Ooh,
Blink-182.
yeah.
And I thought this was going to be just more like, him playing or whatever, but it actually was a very in-depth like documentary on him himself. The things he does, not just, Blink-182, but Angels and
yeah.
Airwaves. There was Boxcar Racer he did, but he talks about, all the music when they were starting out. It really is a
Yeah.
historical type thing.
He's the guitar player for all of
yeah,
the
guitar
noobs
player.
out there.
Yeah, the guitar player, singer from Blink-182 originally. Now he's in Angels and Airwaves, which is equally as good. And I loved it. Just thought it was a really cool documentary about, and that was one Blink-182. I won't lie, it was one of those bands that I just kind of brushed past when they were kind of in their heyday. They were just a little too happy for me at the time. I wasn't there, but now going back to that,
the small things.
but going back to that now, it's like, wow, I really missed a train on this. This is
Yeah.
really great music, and
It's super catchy.
I love Angels and Airwaves. I love that band. That stuff's really cool. It's a lot different from Blink-182. And yeah, super catchy stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just fun. It's great stuff just to sit and just jam to. So kind of turned me onto that band more now where I'm really listening to their music a lot.
and
so.
they're a 3-piece, which rocks.
Yeah, I love 3-pieces. 3-piece with the bass player singing. That's,
Yeah.
the old Motorhead thing, But yeah, really cool documentary. You can see that pretty easy. I think it's, you can just,
It's probably on
Ernie
YouTube,
Ball, it's
huh?
legit. Ernie Ball puts it on YouTube.
Yeah.
They're doing the Inspector 7 thing.
Yeah, there you go. Holy crap. You really called that one back.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, really cool. You can see that for free. It's really easy to view.
Cool.
Good, nice hour and a half viewing, not too much time. A lot of fun. So I would suggest that highly. And there's other ones. Like there's one I want to watch. I want to do the Mike Ness one from Social Distortion. They have one from
Oh,
Mike
really?
Ness also. So these are cool, just documentaries to watch.
Yeah.
You know, that Ernie Ball puts
Like
on.
each episode kind
Yeah,
of thing.
it's a
Yeah,
different
that's
person.
neat.
It's super cool. So I'm really
That's
enjoying
cool.
those. Yeah, that's my thing. Chris, quit looking at porn. I know you're all worked up about the
the Ron
episode.
Jeremy
Yeah, you heard the
story,
Ron
and
Stent.
then
Yeah, you heard that.
69.
I was trying to look up Bone Alone.
Oh!
It's out there, man. I'm telling you, it's totally out there. What are we talking about this week, Chris?
Tonight, we're talking about 69 Christmas movies. No, we're talking about Christmas movies.
Yeah, we did
Hip,
the Christmas.
hooray.
Yeah, we did the Christmas horror thing, and we talked about this, and we're like, let's do actual Christmas movies. Mm-hmm. Now, I know I have my list. I'm sure you guys have your mental caches working also. I'm going to say right now, at least the list that I put together, this thing got put together on more of a sentimental front.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's how this episode should go, honestly.
Yeah.
Just don't make me cry.
Yeah.
Because some of the shit that I, was kind of digging into, I'm like, oh my God.
You're like, I gotta see this again.
Yeah, I did. I watched a bunch of this stuff again.
Well, because Christmas movies are interesting in the fact that people watch them numerous times. Like, there's
Yeah.
tradition.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
not a lot of movies are like that, you know?
No, they're not.
And,
Like,
you build a lot of memories around these movies. You grow up watching them and with your family, and
Yeah.
you have a lot of emotions tied to them.
well, here's what I'm going to throw out there just to get things rolling here. Has anybody ever seen The Snowman,
Yeah, the cartoon.
the cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the reason I mentioned this one is because this is the movie that I remember watching this, back when I was very young. And this was the movie or cartoon that I watched that I actually was introduced to what the idea of death is.
Ooh.
And I remember watching this with my mother, at the end when the snowman's just gone. I'm like, well, where'd he go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can't, he's a snowman.
Yeah.
But, it was kind of like a soft move into the idea of what, and my mom had explained to me. I remember this vividly. My mom's like, well, no, we don't live forever. We die someday. And that was like, for a 6-7-year-old kid,
Yeah.
I mean, my mom did the right thing, but this movie was it's really special to me because I did learn something from it, and plus it's fucking sad as fuck, dude. Oh my
Yeah.
God, it breaks my heart.
The
man.
music's really good and the animation's
yeah,
beautiful.
it's so
Yeah.
beautiful. The thing looks great, but it's a beautiful story, Christmas story, obviously, and that's one I want to throw out there. But I really, when I said, and I hadn't thought about that movie in a long time, And when I saw that, I was like, literally the hand over the mouth thing. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm watching that, and all that shit's flooding back, So, yeah, it was more than just a movie for me. It's just,
Yeah, of
it's,
course. I think that's how
all
all Christmas movies
chapter
are.
of my life. whatever you
Yeah,
wanna
for
call
sure.
it,
Especially if you distinctly remember that's when you were learning
Yeah.
about death and
About-
stuff like
yeah.
that. That's a really good example too. Children don't really understand
No.
the concept of death until like 8 or
Yeah.
10 years old.
Yeah,
And it's usually because a grandparent or something like that
Yeah.
passes away,
yeah.
and then
So-
they have to confront it. But
So, yeah, sorry to start us on such a fucking down note.
God
but
damn it.
Yeah. Right.
I'm all depressed now.
All right, who wants to go next?
One that we watch every year religiously, we watch Elf with the family.
Yay!
Every year. We talked about that. We touched on that last week,
Yeah, we
too.
did.
That's a very emotional movie for me. Seriously.
No,
like I said
totally
before,
agree.
every time James Caan starts singing with everybody
Oh,
at the
dude,
end of the movie,
stop.
I'm like, I'm
Stop.
going to cry. Oh, God.
I absolutely hate Zoe Deschanel, but when she says the best way to spread Christmas cheers or whatever,
Yeah.
Christmas spirit is whatever, the
Is
line.
to 69.
And then she
Hey!
and then she gets up on the horse and carriage, and I literally I gulp because I can't even.
Yeah.
That's probably the most Zoe Deschanel that's ever Deschanel'd is her in that movie. Like, she's
haven't
just
seen
like
New Girl,
maximum level, like she's like at the peak of her power in that movie.
Her Zoe Deschanel status.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a really good one though.
Yeah, it really is. I think she's adorable. I mean, is that a okay
No.
term
No,
for
she's
her?
adorkable is what people like to say about
Yeah,
her.
yeah. I think she's talented, and I do like her singing voice.
I think she's a great singer.
I'm just jelly. What the hell is that?
Yeah, what is that?
What the
fly.
fuck? It's
It's
a
a fly. Yep.
It's winter.
I don't know where he came from. He's been in here the past couple days.
Oh,
It's cold,
fuck that
man.
guy.
He's chilling.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta find somewhere to hang out.
He had a little Santa hat on too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's rain.
It's a miniature reindeer.
Jingle bells on his feet right now instead of fucking.
He's big, too.
The fucking thing was huge.
I know, he's a big ass fly. It scared me for a minute. I was about to
I
jump
wonder
out
if
of
it's,
here.
you know what?
He's
It
here
might
because he wants to talk about his favorite Christmas
I
movie.
think it might be Jeff Goldblum,
Oh,
Oh, no.
but he's Jewish. He doesn't
Oh,
celebrate Christmas.
All
Happy
right.
Hanukkah, fly.
Thank you.
Did anybody else?
He answered. It's magic.
Magic.
Did anybody else watch that? It's a Christmas Story live on.
No.
That just sounded and looked like a terrible idea.
You know, like it was just different, and I mean, it was all right, but
A
it was
Christmas Story?
really boring. It was a Christmas Story, but the play
They
form.
did. I saw the promos for it.
Yeah, it was live. They did it live.
Wow,
Yeah, I mean, it was actually kind of a spectacle if you think about it. But yeah,
that's a tough one, man.
Matthew Broderick was the
Yeah, I saw
the
it.
narrator.
Well, we might as well just kick the elephant in the room.
A Christmas Story?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think I've seen this movie as
can't
many
fuck
times
with
as
this movie.
probably more times than I've seen any of the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Because you
Can I
see this
ask you-
movie multiple times every year.
Well, they do that thing
They
on,
do
was
the
it?
marathon.
Yeah, where they,
TMC
yeah,
or
24
TBS.
hours or
CBS
something.
yeah. They
It's
do
on
24
I've probably
hours.
seen that movie at least 300 times,
Yeah.
probably more.
But let's talk about that because, I mean, I love that movie.
Oh yeah, I love it
we
too.
all-
It's
I
so
think we all love
funny.
it.
Yeah.
But really, what makes that movie what it is now? Like the cult classic, literally that it is now.
I think it's just really relatable. Like all the things that happen in it, it doesn't feel like it's dated to me. Really, like
No.
it's just little
Minus
kid.
the time period.
Yeah, but it's like little kid doing little kid stuff. You know,
Yeah.
he's just like trying to survive till Christmas. He wants a present. He doesn't know if he's gonna get it. He's got bullies at school. You know, his dad's kind of gruff. I think the kind of cool thing is his family is kind of chaotic too.
Yeah.
And dysfunctional, which makes it feel like, yeah, it could be our family, you know? Like, everybody's family's got a little craziness in them.
Just the little earmarks all over the film. I mean, like the snowsuit.
Yeah.
It's one of those things because we've all, and that when I saw that, I'm like, oh, that happened to me a million times. My mom would bundle me up, and I wouldn't even be able to friggin' move. I'm like, what's the point? I can't. It's just, and I guess it's for me, it's just all them little,
Yeah,
like
the
you were
little,
saying,
little
those
things.
relatable things that you see. That like, yeah, I've been through all that. And the lamp. I mean, that's still,
Yeah.
I remember when I first saw that, I'm like, oh yeah, I get what sex is and
Yeah.
it's a sexy
Right.
leg and stuff like that. And obviously that fucking lamp is like probably one of the most number one selling.
Yeah.
I got my
spoof
dad
items at
that lamp for
Christmas.
Christmas one year.
I mean,
He loved it.
there's just so much about that movie that's amazing. And it never gets boring. I mean, I can watch it over and
Yeah.
I mean, and I know like my better half, she's like, I hate that. I can't stand it. I'm like, she don't hate it, but she just
Sure, she'd rather
she
watch
don't
a
like
different one.
she don't understand all the drive behind it every year. I'm like, it's just a really fun movie that everyone
Right,
loves.
right.
It's a great movie. It is a good movie.
And I think it's another one of those ones that, you know, God, that's an old flick now. It's a very old movie now.
Yeah, because it was out in the 80s.
Yeah. I mean, it does bring back a lot of great memories, at least from my childhood. You know,
Yeah.
just seeing that movie for the first time when I saw it, I was like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Well,
This is
I
crazy.
think when you watch that movie, it's like cool because you can associate your own childhood with
Yeah.
seeing it when we were children.
Yeah.
Right.
But also when our kids watch it, they can associate it with their childhood too. And it all just kind of, it's like, it's
just
historically accurate. The sets look great.
Yeah.
Everything about the movie, you feel like you're back in that era when you're watching it.
Yeah, it looks
too.
perfect.
Yeah,
Looks
it really
so
does.
good, man.
And the casting is so great. That's why I didn't watch that live shit because I was like,
Yeah.
you can't make it any better than
Nah.
it already
It wasn't
is.
like better or worse, really. It was just
was
not
just-
a Christmas Story.
Yeah.
But I've never seen the play version.
Me
you know,
neither.
because it was a play, and
I won't.
so it was.
I was interested in that when I saw
Yeah.
it. And then I
I-
mentioned it to Amber, and she's like, "Rah." I'm
No,
like, oh,
it
no.
was it's a musical too. So if you can handle all that, like they sing lines and stuff, like
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's what the play was. The play was a
Scott
musical.
Farkin. Oh,
Yeah.
No.
The play version is totally different from the movie version.
Is it? Oh, so it's a lot different then. I mean, it's what you said. It's totally
I would
different.
say that it's about 85% different.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
No, I mean, not to shit on it, but I'm glad I didn't do that because,
Mm-hmm.
I just love the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I had to watch it. I had
You
to try
know,
it.
they made a sequel to this movie,
All right,
too.
we've talked
Oh,
about
God,
that
they
before.
did?
I didn't know that.
I didn't
They
know
made a
that.
sequel.
But
of a
awful. But awful.
terrible, a completely different cast. It's really hard to get your hands onto. It's really, really rare. It is available on YouTube, though. But
You can
I
watch
can't
it on
remem-
YouTube?
Yeah, I can't remember what the name of it is, but it's horrendous.
it-
Literally
It-
nobody
It's called
from the
Schmissmas-
first one's in it.
Schmorry.
It wasn't even about Christmas.
What?
No, it's about the same characters, but
I think they go on family vacation. is
yeah.
what it's about.
Well, and I remember
I thought that was
the
a good
tops.
idea.
The top
National Lampoon
battles.
thought it was a good idea.
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, no, they had the top battles. They had those spinning tops, and I remember that was part of the movies. They had these big blowouts where all the kids would get together and have these top battles.
They come
and
out in
stuff.
the 90s or something?
I think it was the
That's
90s.
Pogs,
thing.
baby girl. That's Pogs.
They had tops in the 90s too.
I didn't play with
Well-
tops. I played with Pogs.
I
Oh,
never play with Pogs.
but yeah, like
I was
it wasn't
master
very
at
good.
that.
It wasn't very good.
No.
Yeah, I remember I was excited to see it, and yeah,
Well, now I'm curious. I gotta
I
check
know.
it out.
it's
See
on
how bad it
YouTube.
was.
It shouldn't be hard to get a hold
Yeah.
of if you want to watch it.
I don't know.
You're gonna get that hour and a half back though.
Yeah.
Just warning you right now.
The
But yeah,
thing
Chris-
that I love about the Christmas story is when, because my parents are, well, my dad is older than my mom, and so when he was growing up, that was what his Christmas was like. And then, when it came out and he got to actually watch it with his mom was like, "Oh, this is what my Christmas was like," because she's a Great Depression mama. So
Holy shit.
So like my
Yeah.
dad's much older, but it's
Yeah.
it's great because then I get to hear all these stories of my grandpa that I never knew and things like that. So
Yeah.
it's very touching.
It's that sentimental thing. Like I was
Yeah.
saying, I mean, a lot of this stuff for me, at least, was driving on the sentimental side of a lot of these movies. And
Oh.
A Christmas Story is definitely in that realm.
Dear God, hold on a second here.
What happened?
They made a sequel called My Summer Story, which was a totally different cast. That was out in 1994, so it was 11 years after A Christmas Story was out that they made this sequel.
Okay.
And then
Yeah,
in
83 is when Christmas Story came out.
2012, Daniel Stern, who was in Home Alone, they made a sequel with him in it called A Christmas Story 2, and it's the same family with
Oh.
different people in it. So there's actually been 2 sequels
What the?
Wow.
with all different people. Horrendous. Hollywood, stop.
Wah.
Just
Why
stop.
would you try to make a franchise out of that? They try to make an
Because
extended
they're
universe
so
out of the Christmas
desperate.
story.
They're so desperate.
They're like the prequel.
Michelle, what you
Wow.
got to throw out there?
I will have to go with, and I know people like to argue, if it's Halloween or Christmas, but I like to watch A Nightmare Before Christmas on Christmas as opposed to Halloween. It seems more Christmassy to me.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Like
for
I
sure.
don't know why, but I love that movie. I watch on Halloween too sometimes, but mostly Christmas. It's just like so well made, and it's like it's the most, I think it's like the best Tim Burton ever. Like it's like all his aesthetic like distilled into like a single movie, like the most Tim Burton-y looking movie, like
It's a masterpiece.
it's just like just the music. I know every song. It's just great. I sing along. And the Blu-ray looks amazing. I had it on DVD for like a million years, and then I bought the Blu-ray, and I didn't know what's the little dog's
Zero.
name? Zero. I didn't know his nose was, when it lights up, it's a little jack-o'-lantern, because I just never
Yeah.
had the clarity, and like it blew my mind. I was like really drunk when I watched it on Blu-ray for the first time, and I was like, his fucking nose is a jack-o'-lantern. Like
Can
it blew my
confirm.
shit.
She was wasted.
I was like,
She was like,
it fucking blew my mind. I was like, what?
I went and saw that in 3D when it came to the theaters in 3D.
I feel like that'd be cool in 3D.
It was cool. It wasn't real 3D, really, but, it was 3D. But that's when I noticed that he had a jack-o'-lantern for a nose.
Post-processed 3D.
Yeah, it was a post-processing.
Yay.
It was aight.
He's all right.
Who's next?
Home Alone.
I just watched that the other day.
That's
We
what
talked about that as a horror movie last week, but
Really?
still, yeah, because it is.
I mean, it kind
Somebody
of is.
called
It's-
it Proto-Saw.
It's a disturbing. It's a disturbing kind of film. There's a lot of ideas.
survival horror.
Yeah.
You know,
but very comedic, obviously. But the idea, I think what we angled it last show was, the idea of being left on your own,
Yeah.
and that young. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really scary, and not only for the person in question, but the parents.
Oh,
obviously.
sure, yeah.
Now we know this is a comedy, but if that was real life, that'd be a
Yeah.
fucking nightmare.
Oh,
People
sure.
would be freaking out. Right?
We were
Absolutely.
talking about how that movie is so, of its time because there's no cell phones. So,
Yeah.
like, like if Home Alone was made now, they would just text them, "Hey, Kevin, you're at home." Yeah, okay. Like that would have been the movie. Would have been like 1 second long. But back then, like you had really hard time getting a hold of people, and you had to call them on like an actual phone, and they had to be like buy a phone and then pick the phone up, and like it was just, like a lot of work.
Poor Kevin.
Poor Kevin.
Heather, how about you? What else you got?
My ultimate. I said this on the Bizzles the other day, but I watch this movie every year. I watch it multiple times a year besides Christmas Story, but National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is my favorite Christmas movie. It is my favorite Christmas movie. It's Chevy Chase in his prime, it's like the original family, really, after
really,
vacation, and then just,
it's
if
you
my
really
Christmas.
Look at that movie though, like Christmas Vacation, and you look at like A Christmas Story. The architecture is just about the same.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. It's a lot of stuff. It's really relatable, and then you have some of these really hilarious, outlandish, ridiculous things that kind of happen that stick out. Like they're just
Eddie.
Yeah, well, yeah, Shredder's fault. I mean, yeah, it's like my buddy actually made a Christmas card and sent it to me. Him and his wife. And he dressed up. He dressed up as that, like with the fucking. He got a tube and everything with a cigar in his mouth, and he's
awesome.
It's fucking phenomenal looking, right? But that just shows you the effect that character has had.
That's literally my family, the Griswolds. I want to have a Griswold Christmas when I get older and I'm married and I have children, and that will be my Christmas. I'm telling you right now. You heard it first.
What really stuck out to me was. I don't know why I always think about this with that movie, but I'm like, man, that fucking fly's on the screen again, dude. Somebody killed that thing.
No, he's just living his life.
That's Rudolph the Fly-Nosed Reindeer.
Dude, it's Christmas, man.
All right,
he's in 69 position.
They only
he's
live
just
for
chilling. He's just chilling on the. He's literally on the screen right now.
Flies only live for like 3 days. He's like on his last legs.
Yeah, his last.
He's chilling. Look, he's just laughing at us right now.
Yeah,
What's
it's okay.
Up? What's up, bro? What's up?
What's up, Fly?
He just
I
had
can't
some
even concentrate.
eggnog.
I can't. No, that's what. Okay, I gotta get back. Okay, I'm back.
Hopefully, he's not the Fly too, because that would really suck.
Oh my God, that would suck. My thing with that movie, it was this weird thing that I always with because I'm such the OCD thing kicks in. The house.
Oh yeah.
Like so much horrible shit happens to that house.
And the neighbor's house.
On the neighbor's house. And I'm like, I could not have that many insane people in my, and I do. I've had the holidays at my home a lot of times, but I've always thought like that movie makes me uneasy.
Yeah.
Based on that, because I'm like, just you got people can you not? I think there was like just smoking cigars all over the place.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, this place would stink so bad. Burning Christmas trees. I mean, you name it. All this horrible
the dog
shit happens.
choking on a bone.
It gets to a point where it's like there's just no way to come back from this. Just
and
just
that's
burn
why
it down.
That's why
He
Clark
melts
loses
down.
it.
Yeah,
he just fucking blows up.
Yeah, he
perfect.
totally melts down.
He's got that look in his eye again.
That movie, the pool scene. That's one of the things that cracks me the fuck up.
Well, wait.
When he's looking out the window, he's fantasizing.
What's the movie that does that as well? Did it happen first? Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Yes.
Was it a callback to that?
That was the first one, right?
Yeah, I think it was a callback
that was
to
first.
that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, there's so much to love about that movie. It's such a great call.
The brunette? She's in Gremlins.
Oh, Phoebe Cates?
There we go, yeah.
Oh, don't get me started on Phoebe Cates.
Well, you got the Fly excited too.
I know. He said Phoebe Cates and he was like, mwee, mwee.
Oh, I watched Gremlins last week after we did the show.
Yeah.
And she was
Gremlins.
Phoebe Cates.
She's adorable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's still adorable to this very day.
Yeah, she aged very well.
Yes, she did.
I'm gonna throw one out here, and I don't know if this is gonna go over too well with you guys, but this is another one of those ones that just tears me up every time I watch it. Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
Oh, I don't
No,
know.
you guys have not seen that?
No.
I think I'm a little too young.
It's a Jim Henson production.
Oh,
and it's really good. It's really good.
I think it's on Filmstruck because I was looking through that's the
Watch
streaming
it.
service with the Criterion stuff, but they have a big giant list of Jim Henson stuff.
Do yourself a favor and watch it.
I think I may have actually seen it once when I was really, really young.
The River Bottom Nightmare Band. I mean,
it sounds familiar.
Just some of the music. That is very much a musical.
Yeah,
it really
it's coming
is.
back to me now.
And some of those songs, like the mother otter. I mean, those puppets were just so cool looking,
Yeah.
right? And the mother otter is like just the perfect looking, like it's an otter, but she's a mother.
Yeah.
And she's kind of chunky, She's just beautiful, and just the way the story plays out, and there's a lot of moral ideas. I mean, there's a lot. It's not just some goofy Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a heavy flick.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that go
A
down.
lot of Henson stuff was like
Yeah, a lot
that,
of
like
Henson
heavy,
stuff was
but
really
like,
heavy.
but the puppets will kind of lighten it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, this came on the
That was what year was
this was on HBO when I first saw
It was HBO, yeah.
But it came on like the coattails of
1977.
Oh wow, really?
1977 is when it came out originally. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy because I remember seeing this around the same time Fraggle Rock
It was the 80s.
was
yeah.
on.
Yeah, and that was the early 80s.
Fraggle Rock was amazing. How dare
Fraggle
you?
Rock was the shit. Red. You didn't like Fraggle Rock?
No.
Oh, that was fun.
No.
Down at Fraggle
The
Rock.
Doozers? They're the Doozers, right?
Yeah.
That whole
Okay.
the story. If you look back on it, it was kind of a total acid trip. If you think about
Oh,
it.
was.
sure. That just wasn't my shit.
Well, that
But
makes me think of Muppet Christmas Carol.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, dude.
Because I watched that the other
you
day. I
have
hadn't.
that?
Yeah.
Did I
You
put that on
do.
my
Do
list?
you?
What's that?
Do you have them up at Christmas?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I forgot how. First off, I hadn't seen it since I was a kid, so I caught like all these other jokes that they do that, like, are for adults.
Merry Christmas.
But also,
69.
what's his butts in it? Michael Caine,
Mm-hmm.
and he acts his ass off. Like he plays it 100% straight, like it's some Shakespearean shit. But he's like surrounded by Muppets. But it works so well because he's such a great actor. Like I legit was like getting misty eyed sometimes because he's so good at acting. Like there's this part where he sings this like duet with his old girlfriend that he lost because he was so into his business and he wouldn't pay attention to people he loved around him. And she's like singing a song, and then he joins in with her, but it's like when he's in the Ghost of Christmas Past.
Yeah.
And he's just bawling, like legit crying, singing with his, his girlfriend that's long gone, and it's just like super heavy, like dark for a Muppet thing. But then you have like all this cool, like meta fourth wall breaking stuff where the Gonzo's just talking to you like he's playing Charles Dickens,
Oh,
and he's
okay.
got Rizzo the rat with him.
I love
So like
Rizzo.
they're like deconstructing the story like around it. It's like really intricately made, but little kids aren't going to pick up on a lot of that.
Right,
But
right.
when you're older,
They're
and
just
plus,
like,
the
"Puppets."
Muppets look so good. Like it just still blows my mind the shit they could do with those
No,
fucking
they-
I
puppets,
know.
dude.
Those people were absolutely amazing
mean,
back then.
Look at Yoda. Yoda was one of the coolest looking puppets ever created. Seriously. So
It just looks so good still.
He's right
He's
here.
sitting next to Scott.
Yoda right next to me. I noticed that when I
Little
came
Yoda?
in.
Notice
He's
me,
right
you will.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Yoda.
One that I'm forced to watch every year when we wrap gifts down here in the basement for the kids. Me and Alicia have to watch Love Actually.
Oh, I've never seen
Every-
it.
I've never
Does that have
seen
Jack
that.
Black in
year.
it?
No.
It's a horrendous
What's the
movie,
one I'm thinking of?
but it's got the Christmas spirit in it. But yeah, I am every year. This is one that I get my arm twisted into watching. It's
The
got a
kids
great
love that?
cast.
Oh, wait,
no,
doesn't
no, it's just me and Alicia.
Oh, okay.
We watch it every year when
Oh,
we're
because
wrapping
she
gifts.
loves it.
Yeah, because
Oh,
she
okay.
loves it.
Doesn't it have the one guy from The Walking Dead in it?
Yeah, Andrew Lincoln.
Andrew
Yeah,
Lincoln's in it.
yeah.
Keira Knightley's in it.
There's
there
a
are
lot
a
of people
ton
in
of
it.
people. Liam Neeson is in
Yeah.
it.
What? In
Yeah,
the same movie?
yeah. There's
sounds
like a
crazy.
ton of people in it.
You're
Ton and
thinking
ton.
of
Bill
I can't
Nighy's in it also.
I can't remember the name of it, but it's got Jack Black, Kate Winslet, Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
And I can't remember that one, but that happens over Christmas as well. That's a good movie, actually.
Love Actually.
Love
I'm not gonna
Actually.
see it.
It's very romantic. It's a romantic Christmas
Romantic.
movie.
Okay.
You should 69 to it next time you
Yeah.
watch it.
I mean, the cast though, seriously,
All
it's
over the wrapping paper.
Yeah, what the fuck?
it's got a cool kind of soundtrack to it too. They like modernize a lot of stuff. Okay, so here's the cast. You guys are gonna kind of lose your minds when you hear this. Hold on, it's opening right. What's it going so slow?
Friggin' shitty iPhone.
Yeah, Hugh Grant's in this movie though too.
What?
Yeah,
I love Hugh Grant.
yeah.
don't
It's
care what
Is he
say.
dead? He hasn't been anything in a long
Nope.
time.
okay. So Bill Nighy's in it. Yeah. Colin Firth,
Oh, yeah.
Liam Neeson, Emma Thompson,
Jeez.
Martin Freeman,
Like,
What?
Chiwetel Ejiofor, Andrew Lincoln, Keira Knightley, Hugh Grant. I mean, Laura Linney,
Really?
Like everybody, Julia Davis, everybody is in this movie. It's kind of
directed
crazy.
it?
Some loser.
It's the only movie ever made because he spent all his money.
Richard
hiring
Curtis.
people.
Richard Curtis directed it. But yeah, it's just a very romanticized Christmas movie. So
I'm going to
What else
toss
we
this
got?
one out. And I've mentioned this one a lot of times in this show already, and I'll keep mentioning it because it's a fucking awesome flick, is The Ref. Dennis Leary.
Oh, I love that
Oh,
movie.
that's a good movie. I saw that
Such a
for the
riot.
first time ever last year.
That's
Never saw it
that's
before.
such a riot. I just it's just a really, Kevin Spacey's really at his prime in that. I know there's, it's kind of hard to watch him now.
Yeah.
I just saw Baby Driver last week finally, and I was like, oh wow, Kevin Spacey. But that movie just locks it in. It's great. Dennis Leary is at his prime. He was still kind of on the angry. He's now he's like a real actor now. But I mean, back then he was still kind of coming out of the whole comedy thing, the chain smoking whole trip he was doing, and he was just pissed off, just angry.
Yeah, that's a perfect role for him.
But that movie has got that's one of those films where I just the character they interact so well. And, the villain actually, it kind of becomes the good guy at the end. You see a lot of shifts, like role shifts, and it's all kind of in one house. That's what I loved. I love films like that, just kind of in one little area in space and time.
Yeah, basically one room.
Yeah, it was, they were just, and just, I like how Dennis Leary's character just kind of fleshes out, and, it ends. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
That it's, and normally, my normal preference for movies is they end on a down note. I love fucking sad movies, but that was one of those ones that just kind of felt good at the end. It was because it was fucking hilarious. It was ugly. It was mean. It was primal.
Awesome in it.
But it ended well. It was fun, and it ends just hilarious too. Just him bitching and screaming and yelling. I mean, you can't really top that. I mean, The Ref is easily like one of my favorite, like one of my top favorites, like one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
It's a riot. It's so much fun, and every Christmas, man, I like clockwork. I have to watch that movie. So yeah, that's what I had.
Would you count Grumpy Old Men and Grumpier Old Men? Because it happens around Christmas.
I guess so, in a way.
Okay. Kind of like the Die Hard argument.
Yeah.
Well, as I said, the same thing about The Godfather. The Godfather happens like there's I don't know if it's there's some actual like time jumps there too,
but it's primarily around Christmas time.
Yeah, that's when all the heavy shit went down, was around Christmas. So that's one thing I was thinking about when we were talking about doing this show was, well, Christmas movie like Christmas movie, or Christmas movie that just kind of happens around Christmas, and it might not be the focal point of the plot, right? And I think that's I like, because I mean, I've said that, like, I watch The Godfather every year around Christmas the same time. it's just a movie that I like to watch. I don't know why, and I think it is because it reminds me of Christmas. Yeah. So I've seen those, Tom Hagen, Merry Christmas, shit like that. So I think there's just some movies you watch around the holidays too.
Yeah, sure.
They might not even
Absolutely.
be Christmas movies.
Yeah.
There's just movies you want to sit down and watch because you love them and you have the time.
Yeah, because everybody's on vacay.
Yeah, everybody's on vacay. Yeah, everybody's on vacay.
Do you guys
69.
like Scrooged?
Oh, I
yeah.
love Scrooge.
That's one of my
Outstanding.
favorite ones.
Yeah.
That's a
I used to
movie I
watch
didn't
that when I was
appreciate as
younger.
much until I got older, though.
Right.
Like, it's like great Bill Murray, and it's like kind of like fucked up too.
Oh,
like,
it's so messed up.
like it's just like what's the chick she plays, the one is it Christmas Past, and she keeps punching him in his face.
Oh yeah, the fairy. Yeah,
She's
what is her
fucking-
name? She was from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. Do you remember her name?
I can't remember.
No.
her
I
name.
can't right now.
I can't remember anybody's name right now.
But it was just like it's like a mean-spirited Christmas movie, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for most of it.
Yeah. Well, it's because he's such an ass.
Yeah, Bill Murray plays a good dickhole.
He does.
Like, that's like his perfect character.
Merry Christmas, dickhole.
Dickhole.
That I can't believe I used to watch. I used to watch the movie so much when I was younger, and thinking back on it, I'm like, why did my mom let me watch
Yeah,
that?
it's pretty.
Yeah, we put that on for Bethany and Connor when they were younger, and it was like, oh no.
Yeah, you can't do that. Sorry. Whoops.
Sorry.
Forgot.
You got the
Bad
Christmas
parenting.
dancers that are like half naked,
Yeah.
basically, and
That oh no. Well, who was it? Was it Christmas? Was it the Future Ghost, the dead guy?
oh yeah, he's scary as
He
shit
was
looking.
scary as fuck.
Oh, and then you have when he's trying to make those commercials, and they're like the worst commercials for like Scrooge for A Christmas Carol ever, and it's all dark, and there's like nuclear explosions and shit.
Oh, he's
I gotta
great.
rewatch that movie this year. I haven't seen it in a while.
Has anybody ever seen Deck the Halls?
No.
Is
Danny
have not.
DeVito?
No,
I have
I
not.
have seen it, but it's been
Fun
a very
movie.
long time.
I saw it once, and it's just all about Christmas lights. That's like the neighborhood Christmas light
Yeah.
competition. It's a riot. It's
Oh, I
it's a
did
fun
see this.
movie. It's a
Yes, I
fun,
did
you know,
see this.
Yeah.
It's not one that I, oh my god,
It's
greatest
an
thing
older
ever.
one though, isn't it?
2006.
Okay.
You know, it's got some wear and tear on it.
It's called Deck the Halls.
Deck
Yeah.
the Halls. It's got Danny DeVito, and it's fun. You know, it's another one. You know, kind of like it's got the same feel as like Christmas Vacation, like that. Very slapstick, very funny. A lot of dumb shit happens.
Yeah.
These guys are all at each other's throats trying to be the biggest Christmas light person or whatever. I don't get that whole thing, but
They're competing over
They're
their
competing.
Christmas light
they're
presentation.
competing. It's a neighborhood competition, but there's just a lot of fun, town stuff. They're just down. That's the thing about Christmas. I like people here in Michigan, and this is my preference. Like we had a lot of snow last week. I don't really mind shoveling snow or snow blowing or whatever you use. Spoon or whatever you're using out there. I like that kind of stuff.
Spoon.
I like the cold. I like snow. It makes my home feel a hell of
Coming
a lot
from
more
the
cozy.
Polar bear over here.
Yeah.
No, it just makes my home feel a lot more cozy. So
Oh,
when I'm
okay.
done busting my ass, I go,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is sweet. So and like Deck the Halls is one of those ones I remember watching it. They're all out there like at the ice area with their hockey jerseys
Yeah.
on, kind of drinking cocoa and stuff. And I'm like, man, that's just like the best shit about
Right.
this time of year.
69ing on the
They're
ice.
69ing on the ice. Yeah, it's just sliding back and forth.
Oh,
Forever 6 and 9.
They're
kinda
their
moist
own
out here.
Zamboni, their own lubrication and everything. It's great. Yeah. Right?
God.
But I mean,
All
that
you
movie
gotta do
kind
is
of
have a
brought those
chick sit
ideas up to me. Was just just that feel, what you enjoy about the holidays, like that.
Right.
Oh boy, it's cold out here. Better wear a coat. I mean, I like
yeah,
being cold.
I
It's
get
cool,
it. Having the spiced hot cocoa.
Yeah. So it's a fun movie to watch. If you haven't seen that, that's just another one of those ones you can watch. It's a
Yeah.
hoot.
we really haven't touched on many animated ones, but I think we
Yeah.
definitely need to mention How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Thank you.
And
We were
not
getting
the
there.
Abomination with Jim Carrey in it.
What?
He's actually a good Grinch, but that movie's terrible.
Oh,
The
I
movie-
loved it. What's wrong
that
with
movie is
you?
awful.
The Who's freak me out in that
Yeah.
movie. They are fucking
That movie
creepy,
is
dude.
Oh,
off.
The animation is
I
a classic,
love
Yeah,
though,
the animation's
obviously.
fantastic.
The Grinch, if I remember correctly, it's been a while since I saw it. There was that one part, and it's been a while since I've seen it,
the
but
cartoon one?
the cartoon
Yeah.
one where they're kind of off on their own, and they have something to eat. But he's the Grinch, so he's got the kid with him or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while. I'm sorry.
Is he eating roast beast?
What's wrong with you?
It's the Grinch.
Yeah. He
Roast
eats garbage
beast.
and shit.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
you were being a smart ass.
No,
Oh,
no.
You mean,
no.
Yeah, you're right. No, that's what it is.
Are you trying to get to where they 69 in the movie?
Oh my god!
Ew, those are children.
I
I'm
fucking
sorry.
lost my train of thought.
These are children.
There's just this one part where they're just we're fine on our own. Fuck them. That whole idea,
Oh.
And I'm like, wow, that just sucks. Like,
Well,
You
I
suck.
mean, the whole theme of the Grinch is kind of like personal redemption.
yeah,
The Grinch doesn't really hate Christmas, but he more or less hates people.
He hates the
And he separate being
that's my
separate
problem.
from
Yeah.
people. But then by going into the town and stealing Christmas, he actually kind of learns that he was wrong the
Yeah.
entire time. So it really is this
Yeah.
tale of him becoming not the Grinch really anymore, but becoming a part of society and, eventually like saving Christmas.
there
Yeah.
is the scene where you actually see him smile for the first time, and that I remember that kind of like choked me a little bit when I was younger, like when he actually just the whole
Yeah.
he's a Grinch for Christ's sake, It's been so long since I've seen that, but man, that was
That's
always
a good
fun.
one.
It was fun to watch. That was a lot of fun.
And when
to
the
watch.
heart busts through the box, the
Yeah.
show,
Size is
it's so
too big.
cute.
No, it is a great movie. The cartoon, the movie, the live action one is a little fucked up.
It's weird,
Like
sure.
Jim
but
Carrey is like the perfect Grinch. Like
Yeah,
literally no
that's for
other
sure.
person could have played the Grinch as
Yeah.
good as he does.
For
but
sure.
all the movie around it is so fucking bizarre and just not in a good way.
Because it's Dr. Seuss.
Like
man.
there's a part in the beginning where they have a key party.
Right, right.
Like the Who's are dropping keys off, and like a key party, is like when everybody puts their keys in a bowl, like the ice storm,
Yeah.
and then like whoever's keys you grab, that's who you go home and have sex with. Like
Hell
it's like
yeah.
Swingers party.
swingers. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
the fuck, man? It's like weird shit to be putting in like the Grinch. I don't know. It's just this is just such a weird.
So you're
off
trying to tell
movie.
me that if
Sounds like a
I
fucking
throw
great
a
holiday
key
to
party,
me.
you're not coming.
No.
Oh.
Well, what if you get to go home with me?
What if Jim?
Maybe.
What if Netflix now does a documentary on Jim Carrey becoming the Grinch
Oh,
Oh,
man.
and
God.
never being able to get out of character?
He's just fucking green all the time.
He's like, I'm so green,
He's
y'all.
scary.
Stealing people's presents and
Yeah.
Diabolical.
You're talking about the animated. Well, not animated. Did you ever see the '64 Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? It was a
Oh,
TV
Oh,
movie.
yeah,
Yes.
of course.
like the little
That-
claymation stuff.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That's my
That's
mom's
so
favorite
cool
There's a
looking.
Frosty one too, right?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
the same people?
Yeah. I liked the Rudolph one. I mean, that's obviously another one of those fables from Christmas that just never will go away. It wasn't. Was it claymation or was it just stop action type stuff?
No,
I think it was
it's
stop
claymation.
motion.
Yeah.
It was a stop
Was
motion.
it wasn't claymation? What did they make those out of? Felt?
I guess.
Some of it. It was all different materials.
Oh, okay.
The
haven't
nose.
seen
The
it in a
nose
long
is what
time.
got me the most. Like when the nose lit up.
It would make that
Aw.
noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was super cool. So yeah, I love that one. And I had
Okay,
another-
there's this movie I've been
Go ahead.
trying to remember on the way here, and I can't remember the name of it, but it has like they steal the magic from that makes Santa's reindeers fly, and they put it in candy, and the kids can eat the candy and they can fly.
Shit.
And it's got the one guy in it, the little short dude, and he plays elf, and he like steals the formula or whatever, and then like this candy company like corporation.
All right. This
What the hell's it
I gotta look
called?
this one up because I've seen this before.
I swear this movie exists, and every time I ask anybody about it, nobody ever can remember what it is.
No, this sounds really, really, really familiar to me.
And
And I
like,
know I've seen it.
like what the hell is it called?
Hang on, I'm gonna find it.
It bugs the shit out of me because I want to rewatch it. I seriously haven't seen that movie probably in like 25 years.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
like
I'm
I-
too young.
Like I thought I made this movie up.
No, you did not
The
make
Mandela
it up.
effect.
Damn, is this
Hang
shit
on.
real?
The reindeer effect.
And the 69 effect. The fly
I
effect.
think it has Martin Short in it. I want to say even.
Dear.
Oh man, now I have to see it. Would you consider Clifford a Christmas movie?
I can't remember Clifford.
Oh, Clifford's amazing. You need to watch that. Like, can we watch it when we are done?
No.
It happens around Christmas time.
So what about It's a Wonderful Life while Scott's looking this movie
yeah.
up? How many times have you guys seen It's a Wonderful Life, do you think?
Probably
Twice.
20 or 30.
Yeah.
Twice.
That's it?
Yeah.
Really?
But I remember it. I really like that movie. And Jimmy Stewart is fine as fuck when he was young. Oh my god.
He was hot when he was young.
He was so fine.
I've seen this movie at least 150 to 200 times.
I think it's one of those movies that like people should watch at least once to say that they have seen it. Like you need to see It's a Wonderful Life. You have to see what's one of those movies.
it's not just like a classic Christmas movie. It's like
No.
a classic movie in general.
Yeah, that's what
And
I
it-
mean.
It comes from an era when, films were still kind of films and
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't all about effects and shit. It was
Yeah,
still
yeah.
about story and building on strong characters.
Yeah.
But it's a really good family movie too.
Absolutely.
He's basically shown his life if
With-
it didn't exist the way that it does, you
Yeah,
know?
and he's all super bummed out about it, and
Yeah.
he's just having a hard time as we always do during the holidays, and so he's like, well, here, fine, how about this? Kind of like The Family Man with Nick Cage.
Mm-hmm. I was just thinking
That was really good too. But
Was
it's
that a Christmas movie?
yeah, it's basically It's a Wonderful Life, but made in like 1999 or whatever the hell it was made.
Because I've seen that too.
It's they just show him what his life would be like without him
With-
in it.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, I'm there. I'm nearly there. Hang on.
Oh, I was gonna be
I
like,
saw this movie exists. I know it.
I have an honorable mention.
Okay.
Just Friends.
Oh
With
man,
Ryan
I saw
Reynolds
that.
and Amy Smart. That movie is underrated as fuck. And it's not a Christmas movie, but the entire movie
Centers
happens-
around Christmas.
Centers around Christmas. He comes home for the holidays and he runs into his old high school love and he's totally different. And if you haven't seen Just Friends, my God,
Ryan
what are
Reynolds.
you doing with your life? The movie is hilarious. so good.
What's happening here, Scott?
I'm shut up.
I'm telling you, this happens every time I bring this movie up. I'm like, dude, I don't know if it's real. I might have dreamed it when I was
don't
a
think
kid.
you
Maybe
dreamed
you're
it because
just
it sounds
maybe
really
you're just
familiar to
mixing
me
some
too.
movies together or something.
Maybe. But I swear it's
No,
real.
I've seen this before.
And you're
So-
thinking Martin Short's in
I
it?
think is it called the Santa Claus or Claus or
You know
something
what?
like that?
Yeah.
Santa Claus, it has Tim Allen in it, and there is a short dude that
Maybe.
there are elves that fly in that
Definitely
movie.
not Tim Allen's not in it.
Oh,
But that movie
speaking of
also
that,
is kind of like I saw that last year and I was like, when did I ever think this movie was good?
Oh, I like that movie.
Oh, Rare Exports is a good movie too. That's
I've not seen this one, so
You've
why don't you
never
tell us?
seen-
No, so why don't you tell us about Rare Exports while Scott's still
Oh.
searching away?
Rare Exports is like probably the darkest Christmas movie of all time. It's very gory and fucked up and scary and just it's really well done.
It's a Christmas movie?
Yes. Well,
It's
I
a
mean,
horror
they
Christmas
literally
movie?
are making like mutant Santa Clauses, but they're like basically it's like the story of Kris Kringle.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But the old style version
Right,
of him,
right.
and it's a monster basically instead of like actual Santa. And
Can I
they
see a picture of that?
and they keep them in like cages and stuff, and they it's
Can I see it?
insane.
It's
Oh,
gone. It's
son
gone.
of a bitch.
It's
What's
gone.
I wanted to see
It
what
might be on Netflix still. It was on
Okay.
Netflix for a long time.
I mean, because
Rare
I never hear
Exports.
anything but good things about Rare Exports.
It's
Like
really
everybody
good.
sees it, loves it. So I definitely got to watch that this year.
Like it has evil Santa monsters, like, but they're
Fuck
really
this.
gruesome and scary.
No?
How
How
yeah, I'll
about,
have to find it. I'm sorry, but
how
we're gonna have to.
This happens every time I talk about this.
We're
guy.
gonna
It
follow
doesn't
this one up.
exist.
I'm gonna seriously follow this one up when I'm actually on in front of a keyboard where I can do proper searching. Yeah.
Let's get the team on this.
Sorry,
What ab-
guys.
what
If anybody
about,
knows that, email us.
The Polar
Yeah.
Express.
oh yeah, the Polar Express.
That's I actually don't really like that movie.
No, but that's
no,
The
but
uncanny,
it's a
Uncanny Valley Express. One.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah.
fucking
I
mean-
frightening.
it is a cool Christmas movie for like feeling purposes, though. That's a good movie to cuddle up in a blanket with and drink some hot chocolate with. I think, at least.
That's
or eggnog
yeah. It's
or
got
whatever.
Tom Hanks as one of the CGI characters.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Creepy looking.
Yeah, it is.
Scary.
It's like CGI Leia.
Yeah.
Ah,
But like,
Ugh.
from 10 years ago, so CGI is not as
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
There's another movie they did that was a version of A Christmas Carol, and it was all CGI too.
Yeah.
And it also was kind of scary looking.
Yep. It was just a Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
It was Disney's A Christmas Carol. And that one's scary as fuck.
Yeah.
We tried showing our kids that one and they were like, turn this off.
It
Turn
is
off.
scary,
It's-
man.
It's scary. It's way
Really?
too scary for being a Disney
Yeah.
Christmas Carol. Yeah.
wow.
But,
I
Disney
can't say
does
that
that
I've
every once
seen
in a
that.
while.
How about Fubar? We've mentioned that one before, I think. Balls to
Me
the wall.
and you.
Yeah.
Fubar.
Oh, is that the Canadian one?
Yeah.
Diener.
Yeah.
Who
I've
they're
seen
working
that one.
on right presently. Those guys are working on
No.
an actual series.
Seriously?
It's happening.
A
It's
Fubar
happening.
That
series?
movie came
Like
out a long
Fubar
time
series.
ago too.
Where the hell did I put it at? Yeah, it was like 10 years ago, something like that. It was a while. No, probably more than that.
Fubar 2? That was, I think
Well, that
that's
was
the
Balls to the Walls.
Yeah, that's the
There was the
Christmas
original
one.
Fubar,
Yeah.
and Fubar 2
Oh.
was Balls to the Walls.
I love Fubar.
There's-
oh my
That was one of
God.
those ones where it was just like goofing around, like, oh, what's this dumb shit? And at the end of it, we're like, man.
That is the most amazing thing you've ever seen.
I mean, the best. You guys can't see this here. We're doing, but just the best part of the movie is just when the kid just kind of goes. Oh, I just hit the mic. Sorry. Just goes, that's like the best. The kid.
Diener.
Just
Dean.
Diener. There's just so much.
Gotta
That's
give
enough-
her.
For I guess for me, there's a lot I can relate to that. There's
Oh,
just so
yeah.
much stupid shit that happens
Oh,
in that
sure.
movie, and just some of the insane, like, LSD and shit like that, and Ronnie, staring, Ronnie, help me, Ronnie James Dio, help me. It's,
Oh my God, that movie is so incredible.
yeah, have you never seen it, Michelle?
No, I've seen it.
You seen
Yeah,
it?
I think did I show you Fubar?
No, I saw a long time ago when I lived like
I
up
have
north,
a feeling
like in Marysville.
that we've watched it together.
I think we've watched it before, but I saw it before that.
I love Fubar.
and it was the same kind of thing. We just accidentally put it on. We were like, oh,
Yeah.
what's this? And I'm like, dude, this is like really good. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, just the. That's like the greatest thing. It's the one little cut in that movie, and it's all really funny.
Nobody can hear your hand
I don't really
motions, though.
fucking care.
Yeah.
All right, now, I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for me.
They can
all right?
they can just burn it up.
You got to
Okay.
do the what is it
They can
called?
get a
Captions
burner
for
and burn it up.
hard of hearing, like the where they speak what you're doing, like you have to like narrate.
That's
what
not
you're
that
doing.
fucks me up. I've actually like went through like put that on accidentally, and I'm like, whoa. So the person is walking down the hallway
Yeah.
right now. With that. So yeah, that one I love that movie.
I'm
That's
trying
that's
think
one I
of
like to
some
watch at
more
the holidays too.
Christmassy movies.
Yeah.
What about Bad Santa?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
right.
that's a
Yeah.
perfect
Classics.
one.
That one, that is perfection. I can't
Yeah.
believe they made a sequel, but Billy Bob Thornton is so good in this
Yeah.
movie.
I never saw the sequel. Is it good?
Yeah. I
I've
didn't
not
see
seen
it.
the sequel because I don't want to bother seeing the
Right.
sequel. I just want to enjoy how raunchy the original is.
Yeah,
It's-
the original's pretty messed up.
yeah. That's a very
A good
adult-oriented Christmas movie.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
And his character's like not even really redeemed
This fucking
himself for
fly.
anything.
I know. Get out of here.
Sorry,
Rudolph.
Michelle. I didn't mean to talk
Christmas
over you.
fly.
The
But
Christmas fly is like, yeah, it's literally like a reindeer fly.
Are there any blaxploitation Christmas movies? There's got to be a Rudy Ray Moore Christmas movie.
Probably.
he probably made like a Christmas album where he was like, "Fuck these elf hoes" or some shit. I'm sure there is. I would not think anything less of him. I'm trying to think if there's any like off the wall, off kilter Christmas movies. It's kind of hard.
I'm looking at my list here.
Which ones haven't we gone over?
We've pretty much gone over all the big
Charlie
ones.
Brown. Charlie Brown. Christmas.
Charlie Brown
yeah.
Christmas.
Charlie Brown Christmas.
1965, and that's one that just. I've been watching a lot of Charlie Brown lately, and it just doesn't look. That's another. It just holds up to me. Charlie
Yeah.
Brown just looks really good. I forgot how old that stuff is.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
really is.
And Charlie Brown Christmas, for example, is one that just looks fresh. It looks like my little nephew he's 4 and he's like digging that, watching
Aw.
that now. So
Timeless stuff, man.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
timeless
Looks good
stuff.
forever, you know.
Those were ones I loved watching when I was younger. I've beaten the hell out of my list.
Yeah.
So you guys are on your own. We mentioned Gremlins. I know we did.
Yeah, we shouted out Gremlins.
Yeah.
Gremlins is a really good movie.
It is a really good
Yeah.
movie, and it's a good Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's Christmassy.
Yeah, very Christmassy. I'm exhausted here. What do you guys got?
You got any more?
Seems like there's more Christmas movies.
I know
but
there's
really
tons
missing
more
some.
Christmas movies,
There's
but
so many.
there's
Yeah.
so many. And I'm sure someone's going to be like, you didn't mention this.
Batman Returns,
Oh yeah.
That's a great Christmas movie.
A Christmas Carol. We already talked about Gremlins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trading Places. Trading Places was very Christmas oriented also.
Yeah, it was one of those ones, like I
Yeah.
said, it happened during Christmas.
Yeah.
Yep.
It wasn't a Christmas movie, but it just was in that universe.
There is a new one we had mentioned before.
Oh, dude. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, please.
Better Watch Out.
Never saw
It's
that.
a Christmassy horror movie that just came out. I actually did this as one of my suggested viewings a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Really, really cool Christmas horror movie. Did you watch it yet, Michelle?
No, I haven't
All
seen
right.
it.
Oh,
Is it on Netflix?
No, I haven't. I think maybe this might be what we watch. If we're going to watch something tonight,
Yay.
we might need to see this because
Okay.
this is fucking
I was
good.
going to say we should do a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
El Camino Christmas. That's a Netflix original. I just saw it a couple days ago. I threw it on for the hell of it. I think I watched it last Friday. El Camino Christmas. It's all right.
It's like all that, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was fun. It's a good old shoot 'em up.
Okay.
It's happening during. It's around Christmas. It's kind of that. It's obviously titled Christmas, but and it happens in that, and it actually has Tim Allen in it. It's cool, and he plays kind of a gruff drunk.
Yeah.
It's kind of a heavy flick. It's a lot of comedy, a lot of goofiness, but it kind of the way it ends, you're like, whoa, holy crap!
You said that's
Whoa.
on.
It's on Netflix right now. You can see it. Yeah, it's on there. It's pretty easy.
Rudolph landed on my nose.
This fucking fly. No,
Yeah,
okay,
he's gonna
guys,
die soon.
Seriously, we need to end this fly.
Where's Marla?
Right there. There he is.
Did we
Let's
talk
just
about
commentate the
Frosty the
flight.
Snowman earlier?
Oh, no. We
That was
didn't.
we talked.
Mention it.
We mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just did it like Gremlins.
Stop motion again.
No, this was just
No,
regular,
the
like a
regular
regular old
one.
cartoon.
Yeah.
Oh, what year? Do you have the year?
No, I don't.
I think it came out in the '60s, didn't it? It's
I
pretty
I think
old.
so
Yeah,
too. I think so too.
That's where Frosty is.
Yup.
Yes,
Yeah.
that one.
Obviously, there were the
travels around in
Santa
the-
Claus movies.
I like those. I only saw the first one though.
I
or
only saw the
second one.
first one, too.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We can wrap this shit up if you folks want to.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
69 under the
Wrap
tree,
it up
baby.
like a gift.
Aw.
And
bow.
so ends episode number 69.
Sorry it wasn't more arousing.
We're going to go watch a Christmas movie now, I guess. Is that what we're going to do?
I think we're going to eat first, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Do you want to go eat?
I want to go eat.
We're going to
Okay.
go eat.
Yay!
All right. Merry Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
Christmas, everybody! Happy New Year!
You
You'll
had
hear from
yourself
us
a
in
sexy
2007.
holiday. Yes.
Sexy holiday.
Sexy holiday.
Have a sexy holiday.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
Visit us at www.themoviesleuth.com and find The Movie Sleuth on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and iTunes.